Sejak berlangganan Indovision, keluarga saya bisa mendapat banyak sekali informasi, hiburan, dan ilmu pengetahuan dunia. Manfaat tak terhingga berlangganan Indovision sangat jelas terlihat pada perkembangan mereka. Bagus untuk melawan keterbatasan wawasan. Tunggu apa lagi? Segera ajak keluarga Anda untuk berlangganan Indovision. Indovision, bukan yang lain.
Only the one who battles at the top can stay at the top. The one and only Formula One tyre supplier.
Bridgestone.
Kebanyakan pria tak mengerti apa yang aku mau. Aku ingin bersandar di bahumu, membelai rambutmu sedekat mungkin denganmu. Apa sih yang kamu takutkan? Ketombe, rambut rontok, berminyak? Jangan takut untuk berdekatan denganku.
Baru Clear Man, shampoo anti ketombe untuk pria. Rambut tak berketombe, bersih dan segar.
Kenapa tak mencobanya dan berdekatan denganku?
Wanita ingin pria tak berketombe. Clear Man.
Before that wonderful charge he put on Suzuka to win a couple of years ago. We've seen another one here this afternoon. It's been interrupted by safety cars, but he really was on it from the moment the cars were released by that initial safety car.
He's off. He's on his wide. And that's where he passed Coulthard last time around. Gone very, very wide. But in this day and age, there's no gravel tracks. There's simply tarmac aprons, and he's straight. Almost looked like he found more grip out there. Might try that one again. Raikkonen pushing to the extreme. Well, championship at stake, really. He wants that second place.
Well, he tucks in, he's closing back up. He's closing back up on Massa, which indication of just how hard Raikkonen is pushing, just how much grip he seems to be finding in comparison to the cars around him. What about feeling the car moving underneath you and knowing where the limit is in all kinds of different conditions. Rain falling very heavily here now in the closing stages of Fuji. And you'll have noticed at the top of your screens that instead of having a lap counter, we've now got a time counter, because we've got, we're only on lap 59 of 77, but we aren't going to complete the full distance. 67, sorry.
Massa is in. Why does he need new tyres? Let's some other people past as well. Ted's down there.
New tyres, he needs fuel as well. So they didn't fuel Felipe Massa towards the end earlier on in the race. Another, why did they do that moment in the history of Ferrari at the Japanese Grand Prix 2007? But new full wet tyres, and he's back out again.
This is fourth stop, I believe. Yes, it is. Including, I think he actually has been through at least once for John Fred, maybe even twice, but not allowed to. But they'll be wondering where Ross Brawn is right now. Going to beat somewhere because they could do with him.
They've had a minute, as I say, in football. He's down in 9th place now, Felipe Massa. They have, of course, won the Constructors' Championship by virtue of stealing from him in Belgian Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago. So, whatever happens, they walk away with one championship this year. The chances of the drivers one receded a little bit, although Raikkonen is now in 3rd place here. Hamilton leads. Kovalainen is 11 seconds behind him. In 3rd place is Raikkonen, just 3 seconds behind his fellow Finn. And Coulthard, who was passed by Raikkonen a few laps ago, drops to 4th. Massa drops down to 9th. That means that Fisichella moves up into 5th spot, with Heidfeld just behind him.
If you're coming past the first, they'll be showing you L8 and you'll not believe it. Surely we must be near the end of this Grand Prix, and we're at 48 into 11 minutes remaining. It's going to be nick and tuck, isn't it, between a 2-hour race and the number of laps. The number of laps is just going to end it, aren't they?
We'll see. We're looking at 1 minute 31s at the moment.
Timing's going to adjust, isn't it? 8 laps in 11 minutes. I think we're going to time out. We'll see. Depends when they start that final lap, where they are exactly on the racetrack, and of course how quickly they're circulating towards the end of the race. Race is in a straight line. We haven't seen any of that. Very easy for us to say in a nice warm, dry, commentary box track there. It's racing, it's going to take all of the elements as they come.
We have 15 cars circulating out there. The original 22 total start. To review is Lewis Hamilton, who is closing in. Behind him is Kovalainen. Two things like behind podium with him if he can get to the finish. Kovalainen and Raikkonen over the Coulthard, fourth for Sakala, fifth for Heifel, sixth. Now Rubens Barrichello, who's currently lying in seventh place for Honda. I was just going to say, I wonder whether he has to give it down. Sure enough, in he comes. Well, that's really bad news for Rubens. That moves him up, moves at Sutil off the place into ninth. Massa goes up into eighth.
Yes, those that possibly gamble on. Oh, and it's Raikkonen off the road yet again. Where does that put David Coulthard? Because he never seems to lose any time, does he? Just skirts around the I'm sure he's going to start taking that line too. It's just keeping him right there in the action.
Yep, still in third place then. Kimi Raikkonen, and we mentioned earlier on that the Ferrari seemed to be set up for a slightly drier condition than the McLaren, so that means it's got a little bit less downforce possibly. It was 10 kilometres faster in a straight line yesterday in qualifying than the McLaren, so he had actually best if they got that wrong. And clearly it's made the car very, very difficult to drive for Kimi Raikkonen. As Jarno Trulli gets in the Toyota on 13th place.
I think anybody that did gamble on fueling to the end expected a much longer safety car period, and given what all the drivers are radioing in and saying, as we were hearing, it's not really, that wasn't any question, was that they were all feature about conditions at safety car speed. But anyway, the race got underway and they have brought a few people out. Hamilton's lead on lap 62, 12.9 seconds, lapping 1.5 seconds quicker than just about anybody else out there, and many more seconds quicker than that from the midfield. Kovalainen then is second. Raikkonen still only 2 seconds behind Kovalainen. He starts slipping back a bit now, but still comfortably 10 seconds clear of physicality in the fifth.
Well, Hamilton has survived some scares this weekend. Yesterday in the first part of qualifying with the minutes to go on the clock, he still hadn't set a time. He was getting himself through out of the first part of qualifying. He was a nice start, 18th on the grid, but he managed to get the lap in at the very end, and then of course went on to take pole position. Earlier in this race he survived another scare when Robert Kubica was closing in on him and sideswiped him with the BMW, forcing Hamilton into a spin. But lucky the anti-stall was there for him, and he was able to resume and fight his way back, even though he lost 3 places as a result of that collision with Kubica. He's now 7 minutes and 12 seconds away from seeing the checkered flag. We've got 5 laps of the Grand Prix to go, so it definitely will be timed out rather than lapped out. And there is your race leader. And he knows, and you all know at home, exactly what the next 6.5 minutes mean to him. With Alonso out of this one, with Raikkonen looking like he's going to finish in third place. Very, very big day for Lewis Hamilton if he can just bring it home.
14.6 seconds clear now. You've got 2 seconds of lap in your pocket. Every lap, Lewis. The trouble is, if you slow down sometimes with a bit less downforce, you're likely to aquaplane even more. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Raikkonen is coming and going around. It's been a very, very brave drive from Kimi Raikkonen and a very high-quality drive from Kovalainen. The car's still fourth. Heifel sixth, Kubica seventh, Massa, despite 4 stops and 4 times through the pits at least, is still looking like scoring the World Championship point in 8th place. Will be full of a Ferrari, even though it's right behind him, because you can see absolutely nothing behind you. Spray coming off your rear tyres simply obliterates anything in your rear vision. And maybe in a hairpin, as you turn through a hairpin, you might just catch a quick glimpse of whoever is stalking.
5.5 minutes to go. Raikkonen's closing on Kovalainen in the closing stages here. That last lap he was a second faster than Kovalainen. He's closed up to a second now behind him. That is the top 8. Robert Kubica, despite his drive-through penalty for hitting Lewis Hamilton. Massa, with that last-minute pit stop, drops down to 8th. Almost 7 points here this afternoon for Heidfeld in 6th place. A terrific day for Renault, who said yesterday they'd set their cars up for the drivers. It doesn't look like that today. They both behaving themselves very, very well in these road conditions. But Ted Kravitz has got some last-minute news for us.
Ron Dennis can't take the pressure. He's just put his head in his hands. He's on the radio to Dave Bryan, the team manager. I imagine he's asking him to get on the radio off to Charlie Whiting of the FIA, trying to persuade him to call this race to a halt because it's now raining so much heavier in the pit lane, possibly about as heavy as it has done all afternoon. The state of high tension in the garage, all the mechanics can't take this. The MD pacing up and down in the back. They really want this to end right now, McLaren, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Yeah, just one moment of aquaplane, just one moment when those tyres cannot clear enough water and leave contact with the tarmac. And the driver is nothing more than a passenger, even with the supreme skills of Lewis Hamilton and all of the track knowledge he's got. The track is a living thing, there's a moving thing with this amount of rain. Every time you come around the 2.8 miles, it's changed slightly when it's raining this heavily. And where you could brake before, or where you could stay full throttle before, may not be the case any longer. And that's where the lottery comes in. That's where the bravery comes in. We're now into lap 65. Hamilton's lead, 14.3 seconds. He's backed off a bit now. He's now lapping and just measuring himself against the drivers behind him and minding himself. But Coulthard staying ahead of Fisichella at 5th, Heidfeld 6th, Kvyat 7th, Massa 8th. There's no real squabbles going on.
As the graphic of who's approved up the green over line and has made up 9 places for the second. David Coulthard using that wise old hair to get himself up in the 4th place. Fisichella has done well today as well. Kvyat has made up a bit of ground. Massa has lost a lot of ground. Sutil has had a fine day. Look at that, making up 11 places. Not enough to get himself a point as things stand. And poor old Jenson Button, a big loser. His front wing knocked off at the start. Any chance of a podium in the day? Button would definitely have been a big factor. He's certainly been finished second behind Hamilton today. He knocked his front wing off at the start. Well, we saw Sebastian Vettel crying his eyes out, having made a terrible mistake, smashed into the back of Mark Webber, costing both of them the podium. The 20-year-old is now talking to Louise Goodman. Oh well.
Bit of water in the systems there, bit of a misfire going on for Louise. They'll try and get back to it. Desperate to know what Sebastian Vettel's got to say about that one. Hamilton's now on lap 66. There's 2 minutes 17 seconds to go. Heidfeld's misfire as well, lapping slowly in 6th with Kubica just about, Kubica closing in 6 seconds on this lap already. So Heidfeld looks like he might drop back just near the end. Still chasing Kovalainen for all he's worth. What a great job has been by Raikkonen. There's so many challenges this afternoon, so many moments off the road, and still he's got off the road.
Yeah, it came from the very back of the field, remember? When they went out initially on the wrong tyre, the Ferraris had to pit for the extreme wet. He was 21st at one stage of this Grand Prix, and Kimi Raikkonen is now fighting for 2nd place.
Sounding particularly sick. It's some interesting lines, particularly that turn 5 where Alonso crashed, but where he passed Coulthard, there is your race leader, Lewis Hamilton, maintaining 13 seconds lead.
He's about to start his last lap here at Fuji Motor Speedway. He is 2.85 miles away from the checkered flag as Nick Heidfeld retires the BMW from 8th place, and that moves Tonio Liuzzi and the Toro Rosso into their first point scoring position of 2007. They're going to get 1 point here this afternoon, but there is your race leader Lewis Hamilton. The crowd here are on their feet. They've seen an absolutely scintillating race here, and Hamilton has driven amazingly well. It's not just about not making mistakes on the part of the driver. This is about not needing a tunnel when you're just a passenger, and even nothing you could do would stop you from sliding off the road. And if you can keep your head while all those around you are losing theirs, then you will take a giant step towards the World Championship. Hamilton then halfway around the lap. He's just gone through the corner where his teammate, the reigning world champion Fernando Alonso, crashed earlier in the Grand Prix.
surely is virtually impossible condition in this right behind Renault. It's Hamilton then. What an incredible... If he wins the World Championship this year, he follows his Hamilton just on the back of this afternoon.
He has made no mistakes. It has been one of the most difficult and treacherous Grand Prix in the history of Formula One racing. And with a single mighty blow, he holds the license charge. His World Championship is now within reach. That was the drive of a champion. Lewis Hamilton wins the Japanese Grand Prix. He takes the 10 points and an enormous lead into the final two races. And what an absolutely sensational performance from this 22-year-old Raikkonen. And there's Massa on board with him, battling with Kubica over 6th place. Kovalainen has finished second. Raikkonen is third. Kubica and Massa are battling here. Massa has taken the place away from Kubica.